How's it going, everyone? My name is Remag and welcome back to the Game Lounge. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you my quick thoughts on Monster Hunter Wilds. Now for me, Monster Hunter Wilds has been a bit of a mixed bag of emotions. On one hand, I love the gameplay and I love what it is, and the monster hunts and the fights and the music and even the environments are all beautiful and fun and engaging. But then on the other hand, there's been performance issues, the HUD layout and menus have been a nightmare to deal with, and the main dialogue in the cutscenes at times has been infuriating to deal with, to the point where even as a new person to Monster Hunter, I've been so tempted to just skip through a lot of the dialogue, which is what I've actually ended up doing now that I've so-called heading towards the end game. At the time of recording this, I've only put in about 45 hours into the game, so I've still got a fair bit to go from what I know. From unlocking all the customization and doing all the upgrades for my equipment and weapons, I've still got, I reckon, another 50 hours or so in the game to play. In saying that though, I thought I'd just provide my thoughts on what exactly Monster Hunter Wilds has been like for me. And I'll be going over it through this video, through the good and the bad. So let's get started, shall we? Monster Hunter Wilds graphics with its environments and animation have made my experience playing the game feel very immersive. I can't tell you how many times in my playthrough I've just stopped somewhere to take in how beautiful it looks and how vibrant and colourful it feels. I'll literally have Alma or some other character talking in my ear and I'll just stop whatever I'm doing just to sit there and take the environment in. I know that good graphics nowadays can be a dime a dozen in a lot of video games, but I feel I can still appreciate a good landscape when I see one. Something that also makes Monster Hunter Wilds very immersive is the world and the monsters that inhabit it. I can't remember how many times I'll be fighting one monster and then out of nowhere, another monster will pop in and either start attacking me or even the other monster. It really makes the in-game world feel brimming with life and interaction. Now, I've got to give credit where credit is due. Monster Hunter Wilds customization is pretty good in my opinion. Having the extensive ability to customize a lot of things about your character is one of the things I love about games. Being able to have your character look and feel how you want them to be is something I'm always looking for in games, and Monster Hunter Wilds doesn't disappoint. From the amount of sliders, color variations, and customization options in the character creation screen, it's no wonder the Monster Hunter series is so popular. Having the ability to wear whatever gear transmog you want, customize the cat companion, and even change the mount colors to whatever you want is something I'm always looking for in my games. Gameplay in Monster Hunter Wilds has been pretty fun for myself. I know a lot of Monster Hunter players are going to hate me for saying this, but the Souls-like combat has felt pretty fluid, fun, and engaging. Having a system that focuses on striking weak points has been a lot of fun, and being rewarded with some cool looking animations on weapons has made fighting monsters pretty engaging. I would say that some of the hitboxes on certain monsters' attacks at times can be pretty frustrating. I know in my experience from what I've seen of other streamers, there are definitely times where I'm sitting there saying, how the hell did that hit me? But for the most part, it's not too bad, all things considered. Just as a little bit of a side note, I've only tried about half of the weapons in the game. I know that there's about 12 weapons or something like that, and I've only really tried about 4 or 5 of them as of yet. And I've done most of the game using the dual blades, just because, I'm a sucker for one-handed dual-wield weapons. Now that I'm getting towards more of the end game, I have been using the longsword a lot more, or as my friend likes to call it, the Weeaboo blade. But I'm planning on trying out all of the different weapons and their combinations, just to get a feel for what it's like on trying out the different playstyles. And I look forward to using all of them. Alright, time to address the elephant in the room. If you're like me and you've been playing or watching a lot of Monster Hunter Wilds content, then you're probably aware of this, but this game has performance problems. I've heard from other content creators and streamers that it's been a bit of a universal problem, and I've heard that Capcom is planning on trying to fix some of the issues, so we'll have to wait and see. If you are a person who hasn't got the game and is planning on playing it, you might have to consider waiting a bit on it. I know in my experience with playing the game, the only significant dips I've had is mostly being in lobby with a lot of people at the same time, and being in the Azu's Everforge area, but I think that's one of the more common areas for frame dips, so I'm not sure. Now, I've heard from my friends that Monster Hunter games aren't known for the amazing dialogue in-game, but man did it feel like a slog at some points, either in cutscene or when you're forced on a linear path with NPCs. There were definitely times when I was certainly getting frustrated or just flat out bored. In these later parts of the game, after the first end cutscene credits, I'm definitely finding myself skipping through dialogue to kind of get to more of the meat of the game. The dialogue definitely sometimes feel like it's either written by AI or something, or they left it to some Joe Blow in the office to quickly cook something up. The weird thing about it as well is there is weird pauses between characters speaking sometimes, which really breaks the immersion. Like they'll be speaking, then long pause, then another character will speak, or worst case scenario, a cat will say something that basically has no input to the conversation whatsoever. It's just something I find really off-putting is all. As I've said, I'm basically new to the Monster Hunter franchise, and even now I'm like 50 hours into the game, I'm still struggling sometimes with the HUD layout and menus that are in this game. For the longest time playing this game, I was basically using the L1 button with the square or circle controls to basically use all my potions and traps and whatnot to fight the monsters with. I've only just recently found out that I can use the radial wheel or whatever it's called to use items a bit quicker after almost 50 hours of this. I still remember my friend when I was playing with him also telling me how to enable certain options to make the game feel a bit more smoother item-wise and whatnot that wasn't on by default for some strange reason. I guess what I'm trying to say here is the menus and layouts in this game kind of feel clunky. I know veterans of the Monster Hunter series are probably used to it, but for some new person like me, I don't know, it just feels off, and I feel like it needs to be messed around with by Capcom. I must say, I've been really enjoying playing Monster Hunter Wilds. I know that I've still got a fair amount of gameplay left. I need to finish doing high rank, get rarity 7 and 8 on gears, and also for the weapons. And that's just the weapons that I am currently using. I'm thinking I'll go through and get rarities for weapons later on that I am going to probably enjoy playing. And from there, I might even decide to go and pick up Monster Hunter World. I hear really good things about it. I know a friend of mine currently has about 100 hours in the game and he's really enjoying it, so maybe I'll pick it up myself and give it a go. If you guys have stuck around this long, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. If you have any comments about the style of the video or any pointers you can give me, I'd really appreciate it. I am still pretty new to video recording and whatnot, and also to editing videos and that in general, so any pointers are appreciated. Anyways, my name is Remag, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye for now.